James Melendez, this wine is next. From the producer Château, Climens, Asphodèle is the name of this bottling, called Grand Vin Blanc Sec 2019 vintage. Stay tuned and I'll tell you about this lyrical, beautiful wine. Now this wine is one of my top wines, top 100 wines of 2020. I think it's just outstandingly gorgeous, beautiful. So I'm very excited to have received this bottle. I think it's really glorious and wonderful. So Bordeaux white, 100% Semillon, which I'm very excited about. So the Bordeaux white wines are generally going to be tilted more on the Sauvignon Blanc with a bit of Semillon. This is 100% Semillon, so that's the loveliness of this wine, and I get to taste the grape. There's not a lot of Semillon in terms of, say, varietally labeled Semillon, but I love to find it because I think it's a really underrated, gorgeous variety. So I love the bottle silhouette. I think it's really cool. Very small neck here. It's going to fan out to be a much larger portion, and actually goes in slightly tapered in at this point. So I think it's a nice silhouette, really well done, and the artwork is really nice as well. So I love the color here. It's really beautiful. You don't see a lot of this, almost like this turquoisey coloration. And this is the Asphodèle lily, and there's a lot of mythology about this. One of the things is that it's thought of as not, in a forest fire, this is not going to burn, but that again is mythology. And so I think it's a really cool name for this wine. And back label for you to look at here, 100% Semillon, 12% ABV. And so it's a Demeter certified wine, a vegan wine, and it's a $41.99 suggested retail price point wine, and 55,000 bottles produced in total. And I think it's a really superbly well produced bottle of Semillon. And so one thing I would say about this wine, to me, my first initial impressions upon tasting the wine, it's an elegant wine. And it's one where I don't know if people would attribute Semillon to elegance, or even Sauvignon Blanc to elegance, but I do. It depends on the producer, depends on the wine, the vintage, and so forth. And I think that's a really exhilarating part when you find a wine like this. Now, the vinification of this wine, it's produced in separate batches in small stainless steel tanks, low temperature fermentation following cold sedimentation, aging on the lees in stainless steel for 8 months. And so here we go first with the scent characterization of this wine. Serve in a burgundy glass, by the way. Don't serve in a white wine glass because you won't be able to appreciate the wine completely. And so I like the characterization on this. It's very nicely done. Now this is produced by the Jolivet method, which is based on simple logic of nature. Berries are harvested at the freshest spontaneous fermentation by naturally occurring yeast, aging on the lees in absence of oak and so forth. So I just wanted to point that out. So I like to offer technicals if I know that information. So here we go first. So let's start off with the nose on this wine. Yellow citrus notes, autumnal fruit notes of apple and pear, beeswax, and flower notation. Next is the palate characterization. What I very much appreciate about this wine is its delicate characterization, elegance, and beauty. So just a really gorgeous wine, because I think Semillon, again, is not tasted that often. And by the way, serve this with a meal, serve this with seafood to this wine. Very sophisticated wine and luxuriant on the palate. So notes of calmest pear, a bit of apple note, fresh flowers, moistened seashell, and a delicate hint of spice. Nice freshness to this wine as well, and definitely going to enjoy this with seafood and other dishes as well. And so 94-point wine out of 100 points. I'll put more information on the producer down below, questions and comments you can list there. I'll also put the list of 100 of my top 100 wines of 2020, so you can look at that as well. And glorious wine. So definitely seek out this region, Bordeaux, especially for their white wines, because I think they're just not as appreciated as they should be. And so thank you so much for watching. In between videos, you'll find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and WordPress. So please ask your questions there, and also down below. So please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. And if you have, merci beaucoup. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Give a like to this video, and I will see you in the next video. My podcasts are Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Merci. Santé.